What is up, Cowboys Nation? Mike Tag, K9. We are in the house getting ready to get this thing going, man. Week 2 is here, and or week 3. Week 2 is in the books. Week 3, and Kelly, you and I haven't talked about the game, but we're going to get into it. But before we get rolling, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. We always forget to say that stuff, so make sure you guys do that as you guys start rolling into the cave. But so Kelly, you weren't bullshitting. You were at a pool. You were very relaxed. I wasn't sure what kind of video I was going to get from you. I didn't know if I was going to get an angry, disappointed, a happy. I was glad to see maybe a little buzzed. We got a little buzz, Kelly. You were in a good mood. You had the smile on your face, but
yeah.
How were you feeling, man?
I was feeling good, man. I mean, I got a little bit stressed there for a little while because, I mean, talk about the ultimate roller coaster game. That was the up and down. Motions were everywhere. It's funny because I got my buddy took what he thought was a video of me and my one of my good friends. We're in the pool together. And he got what he thought was the reaction of us winning. And I watched the video back, and I was like, and I posted it not on Twitter, but I posted it on my Facebook. And I thought, I watched it back, and I was like, wait a second. I was like, that was when George Pickens scored a touchdown. I forget the Malik Neighbors happened after that. And so, I mean, we're going crazy, dude. Me and him are just, like, let's fucking go. We're chest bumping each other in the pool and shit. Like, it was a great, and then, what would have been even better is that they would have got the reaction to the Malik Neighbors thing, because that happens. There's like, I think 39 seconds left on the clock is what
25 seconds. 25 seconds.
Was it 25 seconds total?
Like, I think when we got the ball, it was 25. So it could have been like maybe 30, 32 or something like that. Maybe.
Okay. Well, I knew it wasn't a lot of time. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. At that point of the game, when Malik Neighbors caught that pass, I thought we were done. I thought it was over. I mean, I was just, my heart was ripped out, and I'm like,
let me tell you, because I was there, and you want to talk about a game to go to. I was just, absolutely a roller coaster, like you said, and aggravated most of the game. And the weirdest thing was we had some Giants fans, like 2 of them, maybe 4 seats away from us. I didn't even know they were there until that play. And when that play came, boy, they were chirping and they were dancing and they were like rubbing it in our face. And all I said, the lady was in front of me, and she's like, "Man, we're in trouble." I said, we have 3 timeouts. We have, I think, a time like 30 seconds, whatever it was, and we got the best kicker in the NFL. And the way that the kickoffs are, you're getting the ball at like the 35-yard line on average. Yeah. You really only need, with Aubrey, you're only needing 15, 20 yards. That's 3 plays. With 3 timeouts, you can easily do 3 plays. So I was confident that we were gonna take it to overtime, and then from there it was crazy. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, and it was just the ultimate roller coaster game. And so, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself after the Malik Neighbors thing, I'm like, this is over. You know what I mean? I've seen this story way too many times. This is how the Cowboys lose. This is how we lose games, man. And it brought a bunch of trauma back, PTSD. I mean, this is what the Cowboys do, man. This is what they do to us. And then, I got surprised because, here comes Dak Prescott, and man, he orchestrated that drive beautifully, man. I couldn't ask for any better. And then you have the best weapon in all of football, in my opinion, in Brandon Aubrey, because in a game of inches, when a lot of these games can come down to crucial plays like this. And, there's times where you look back at a game and you lose it by a point or 2, or you may lose it by 3. Anytime he's got a chance to put 3 on the board, he does. And when you can line up a field goal from 64 yards to tie it, and the dude, just cool as a cucumber, kicks it right through the uprights. Like, there's not many football teams that can boast that they got a weapon like that is automatic. Like, there's guys out there that we've seen that can boot a field goal, you know what I mean? There's some guys out there that can kick, can get some distance to it. But when Brandon Aubrey lines up for a field goal, you got this feeling like a calm feeling like this is going in. And, it reminds me, the only thing that I can think of is it reminds me, I wasn't a Patriots fan by any means, but it reminds me of Adam Vinatieri. Because when the Patriots lined up and Adam Vinatieri was kicking a field goal, you just knew that thing was money. And that's how I feel about Brandon Aubrey. He's the ultimate weapon, tied it to go into overtime and then won it in overtime. So they actually said he's the first kicker to do that, actually, which is kind of a crazy stat. But the first kicker to make a field goal to send it to overtime and then end it in overtime with a field goal. That's the only kicker in NFL history that's done that. Pretty impressive when you think about all the games that have been played that he's the only one to do that. So just impressive all the way around by the clutch of this offense, but the defense.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
Damn, Mike.
We're going to get into defense, but finishing up because we're going to break away from the Giants game. But the thing I would say about Aubrey that's so just amazing to me is he never kicked, and he never kicked a football. He was a soccer player, soccer at college. And obviously his girlfriend talked to me and said, hey, why don't you try give kicking a try when he got done with college. And he was even talking about it in the post-game show. If you watch him, he really has no routine of form. He said every kick is kind of different. He goes, if you watch me early in the season, I start getting that soccer. it takes me a little while to get that soccer kick out of me. And I just think it's amazing how calm, because even when you watch the game, either on TV or, I was there, he just doesn't look like he has any worry, trying to ice him and doing all that stuff. That just wasn't going to happen. So I would say the offense did what they had to do. Special teams did what they had to do. We're going to get into the defense, but I just want to do a couple PSAs before we really get rolling. First one is we are almost, after Sunday, we're a week away from the Cowboys Cave tailgate party, and we are getting ready. It's close. We're going to have a great time. I know we've got a lot of people that have already RSVP'd. It's going to be unbelievable. I know I'm not going to harp on Parsons. I got mad because I felt bad because I yelled at Greg because he brought up Parsons. I was like, he ain't coming back. I don't want to hear it no more. Let's not talk about it. But it is the return. I mean, it's icing on the cake because we hate the Packers anyway. So it is the return. The thing I loved about Greg is Greg said that thing. He wanted the Packers to drop 60 on us and us to lose. I said, Greg, I want to make sure I'm giving you time now. Obviously, you want to retract that statement. You don't want the Packers to win, do you? He said no. He said I'm back on the Cowboys. I had to get that out of my system. So I'm really looking for the Cowboys Cave tailgate party, man. It's going to be a wild atmosphere. It's going to be playoff type atmosphere with the hype of Green Bay, and then you throw Parsons on top of it.
Yeah, it's going to be. You can't not mention Parsons, and I'm kind of petty about some things because I'm not sitting here and I don't really necessarily want to mention Parsons either, but I do. I am a petty person, and I do say that since I noticed a couple of shots when you fire shots at my team, I feel like you fire shots at me. So when certain things getting said, it's hard for me to ignore it and just be like, oh well, he was a Dallas Cowboy, I wish him well. No, I'm gonna be petty right back. And I saw the video of Jadeveon Clowney and what Jadeveon Clowney said about that these are some of the nicest facilities. He's been in 7 different places now, 7. And said that this is some of the nicest facilities he's ever seen. Said that, Cowboys players are kind of spoiled, a little pampered, you know what I mean? Which, we'll see how that goes going into the locker room. I mean, you just kind of called Dallas your teammates spoiled, but I think he meant it in a nice way. But still, it could come off as, goddamn, this dude's coming in here and calling us spoiled and pampered already. But the point is that I just thought it was kind of interesting that he said that these are some of the nicest facilities, and you got Micah Parsons trying to say Green Bay's got the nicest facilities when their own practice facility is right next to a BP gas station, and you can see it over the goddamn chain link fence. Get the hell out of here with that shit.
No, absolutely. So, it's going to be fun. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great time. And Cuts and I were at the Giants game, so it's good to get that. We had a few beers, work the rust off. We're going to get that preseason game out of the way, getting ready. We saw a spot. Now, I know you want lot 10, but Rick's Cabaret is set up in lot 4, and there was some spots open around there. And I'm a married man. I want to make sure I stay married, but that wouldn't be a bad spot to hang out in. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, Cuts can vouch for me. That wouldn't be the worst spot. It's right in between Texas Live and the stadium. and you sit up next to Rick's Cabaret, and there was one other one there, and they're giving away some tickets and shots and stuff like that. That wouldn't be a bad spot.
Well, listen, I know we've kind of, talked about lot 10, and we've told a lot of people lot 10, and that's a spot. But listen, I don't care. I am where my feet are. So I'm just gonna let you know, that's kind of where I am. I am where my feet are. So if I'm if I'm in lot 4, I'm in lot 4. If I'm in lot 2, I'm in lot 2. If I'm in lot 1, 9, 8, I don't give a damn where I'm at. It's going to be going down, and we will let Cowboys Nation know exactly where we're at and bring Cowboys Nation to us regardless of where we're at. So
no, absolutely. So yeah, but we'll more likely be at lot 10. But the other thing is, if you guys are hanging in DFW, I am flying out. I'm flying out for the watch party. The Legends watch party is going to be at Boyd Farm. Drew Pearson, the OG, is going to be in the house. Obviously, Eugene Lockhart. I believe Kevin Smith is going to be there too. So it's going to be a great day. So if you guys are in that area, you're near Boyd, I'm going to be there live. I got Mark is picking me up, rolling out the red carpet, making sure I get there safe and sound. They got a cabin waiting for me on property. That way they said you need, it's like the green room. You need a place to relax, chill, meditate, just getting the mindset. So I'm looking forward to that. So if you guys are in that DFW area, give me a holler. Let me know if you need more information. I can get it to you, but it's going to be a lot of fun and getting the opportunity to hang with Drew Pearson and some OGs. That's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely check that out as well.
Yeah, we got Cuts out there, boots on the ground in Chicago.
Yes, and Doug. And Doug's going to be there.
Doug's going to be up in Chicago. There you go. Well, I just a little fun fact here. I got this young lady that I know that actually is might want to watch the Bears game with me that I just recently met. She's a Bears fan.
I said, you always find these other fans.
I can't. It's hard to find a Cowboys fan up here, man. I'm trying. I'm trying my best, and I'm trying to vet them. You know what I mean, and find out who their NFL teams are up front. But man, it's just so many Midwest teams. It's the Green Bay, it's Denver, it's Kansas City, it's the Bears. You know what I mean? The Midwest. I have yet to find me a Cowboys fan, but there's two girls that I know around. They're both Bears fans, and so it's interesting there. It's interesting concept there for Sunday. What we're gonna do?
Well,
here.
we're
gonna be watching it for sure.
We're gonna educate them on the Cowboys this hour. We're gonna get into it.
We're gonna whoop that ass.
The last final thing, just quick thoughts on Coach Schotty's his first win. Oop, I misspelled his name. Damn it, I fucked up. Sorry. I think I missed the C. Schotty's first win. What's your thoughts on that?
I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool for him. It was a good moment. I thought that he would the post game celebration speech and everything that he gave. I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? He got a little choked up and stuff. I think those things right there, those are all like bonding moments with the team, man. You could tell the team really like you. They really love him.
Think of his coaching. Give it 2 games.
I like it. I like his coaching, man. Look, for one, I like it because I think he's ballsy. I think he is not conservative at all. I do think that we've seen some creativity within this offense that we did not see in Mike McCarthy's offense. I absolutely love what I've seen through him for the first 2 games. And what I will say is that, and obviously it's only 2 games. It's only a 2-game sample size. We still got an entire season to go. But I will say this. A lot of us were pounding the table for Ben Johnson, who's 0-2 with the Chicago Bears. And say what you want about, Caleb Williams this or, whatever. Look, they revamped that offensive line. A lot of people said he was going to be a lot better. He'd have a lot more time with that offensive line. A lot of people were saying a lot of things about what Ben Johnson was going to be able to do with the Bears and that this Bears team should be a pretty good team this year. They've looked pretty terrible over the last 2 games. And Ben Johnson's offense does not seem to be cooking. Only put up 21. I think they got outscored 52-21 this last weekend. So I'll just say again, small sample size, but I like what I've seen.
We might have a cure for that, and that's our defense.
Well, if we let our defense do it, what we did with Russell Wilson and got him out there looking like a second coming of Peyton Manning and shit.
Oh man! So what is up with this defense? And what are your, I mean, we talked about a lot of the concerns in training camp, and I said this on Monday's show, and I don't know if I'm crazy, and I don't know if you're going to agree, but the only part of this defense that I actually feel good about are the defensive tackles.
That's correct. It's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite of what we've talked about. And I saw Patrick Walker today on Twitter, and he said that we have one of the best defensive tackle rotations in the NFL with Osa, Kenny Clark, and Solomon Thomas. And you think about that, and he was like, I can't believe I'm saying that. He said, but I'm saying it, and it feels good. And that really is the strength of this team right now, is the interior of that defensive line. Not only are they stopping the run, they are also creating pressure up the middle. They literally are collapsing the middle of these offensive lines and causing pressure to the quarterback. Our edges, however, that we thought we were deep at, we were like, hey, we're pretty deep at the pass rush. And obviously the Cowboys thought that when they traded Micah Parsons, not so much now bringing in Jadeveon Clowney. But, our edges now are actually kind of our weak spot, because guys that we thought were going to step up, Marshawn Nealon, Sam Williams, Dante Fowler even at this point. Granted, it's only through 2 games, but none of these guys are really creating any kind of pressure on the quarterback, which is a problem, because when given as much time as you're given in that pocket, they're going to pick our secondary apart. Russell Wilson was tearing us apart. And
much time.
That's what it is it's when you have that much time to throw the ball, because you saw late in the game when we were able to create pressure up the middle, and we were able to get some pressure and get him under pressure, he made some bad throws. But when he's got all day and he's got a clean pocket, I mean, any quarterback that's worth his, weight is going to be able to tear apart a secondary, or at least make some big plays. And I'll also say our secondary right now looks to be struggling. I think our safety, I don't like our safeties. I thought they played terrible. And
3rd and 25, you allow, how are you not near the stick? I mean, how do you allow them to get, like, it was a 50-yard touchdown, whatever it was. I mean, how do you allow that to happen? I was losing my mind at the game, just in the big plays. It was so frustrating, because I'm watching them line up, and my son and I are at the game, and I'm like, why are they playing so close? It's 3rd and 25. Why are these safeties playing so? And you just saw them just fly by the corners, and then the safeties, it wasn't even close. It blew my mind. I didn't understand what they were doing. And the weird thing is with this defense is when it came crunch time in overtime, they looked different. They were getting a lot of pressure. They were holding their own on. It was just really odd the way this defense. You just don't know what you're going to get. You don't know.
It's been very weird. You got week 1 where week 1 the secondary actually didn't look bad, though. I mean, in all due respect, then you have. Look what they did against the Chiefs. I mean, they 80 yards, 100 yards.
That's what I was about to say. I was going to preface that with saying that it looked that we put handcuffs on J.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, right? But then I looked at what the Chiefs did, and I'm sorry, man. Jalen Hurts looks like complete dog shit, man. He does. How in the hell you can have these mediocre, just ass stats that he has and them still win? Just goes to show how deep, how talented, how great of a team that really is. Because if it was any other team that Jalen Hurts was on, putting up 95 yards passing, that team would have got beat by 20. And that's the thing. I think that luck is about to start running out for the Philadelphia Eagles. I really do. I think they got very lucky against the Cowboys that we gave that away. They very well should be 1-1. And honestly, they could have been 0-2 at this point right now, because that Chiefs game, another game that I feel like everything kind of bounced the Eagles' way. Yeah. They got some tougher games coming up, though. They've got some tougher games. They've got, Tampa Bay, I think, coming up. If Jalen Hurts keeps having these stats where he's not, he's passing for this mediocre ass numbers, it's not going to happen. So again, I thought the pass defense looked better, but again, got to take it for what it's worth. It's Jalen Hurts. He's a running back playing quarterback. And, so it is what it is. That's what happened in that game. But, this last game, good Lord, we got torn the hell up. And I just feel like Caleb Williams is not going to be able to do that. I think he's got the ability to make some big plays. They've got some good wide receivers. Rome Odunze is playing out of his mind right now, is making some big plays downfield. I'm not worried about their run games. I don't think DeAndre Swift is going to be able to really do much against us. I make them a one-dimensional team. And when you can create a team and make a team one-dimensional, I think that makes it tougher for them to win. So I think we win this game, and I don't think it's going to be as close as this New York Giants game. But again, I am a little nervous. And I'm nervous just because, I saw what a guy like Russell Wilson could do. But do I think that Caleb Williams is on Russell Wilson's level at this point, even with the decline of Russell Wilson? No, I don't. I think Caleb Williams is an inferior quarterback, and I think we will be able to force him into mistakes.
He struggled, and I agree. I agree with, I think Albert said it, and Eric. Yeah, Donovan Wilson is not. I mean, he's a line of scrimmage guy. Put Wanya Thomas, get someone else in there in passing situations. Donovan Williams he's a hitter. He's almost like another linebacker on your team. Obviously he had the interception, but it was kind of like a fair catch. I mean, you better not mess that one up. But I do agree. There's something going on there. But is help on the way? I mean, they get Clowney, Ravel. From what I heard, with Jerry Jones was on, he's coming off the list of fourth week. He's obviously gonna have to work into it. Bland, I don't know if he was making a mistake, but Jerry was being a little too optimistic. He said Bland potentially could be back this week. I'm not sure if that's the case. You got to understand with Diggs, he's not really at full strength. He's still in and out. Like I don't know what a snap count was. So he's getting more and more acclimated. So with Clowney, hopefully it gives you maybe a little bit more push. I don't think he's going to change the dynamic that much. I think, like I think on Monday, he's Tank Lawrence. I mean, he's basically, we got Tank Lawrence back. And mean, he's going to be disruptive. He's going to be disruptive. He's good against the run. You can move him around a little bit, but he's not going to be the cure-all. But if they don't get pass rush, you can have Deion Sanders back there. The corners are only going to be able to hold it so much.
Well,
so
the thing is what I'm looking forward to, and the thing that I think can help us, and I saw an interview with him today, was DeMario Overshown. When you get him back, right?
A big difference.
I think you can start to use him as kind of like a Micah Parsons type chess piece, right? I think he can I think he's got that side to side speed. I think he can actually, if the thing is, and I've seen where, in the chat here, where a couple of people have been talking about the fact that Eberflus really hasn't been dialing up the blitzes, and he really hasn't. He has not. Whereas, when you had Dan Quinn here, and even last year with Mike Zimmer, you had a lot of creative blitzes where they're bringing pressure from a lot of different, positions. And I think that if Eberflus can dial up some blitzes and start getting a little bit creative with some of these blitz schemes, you can create some pressure, because the thing is, that's what you have to do. If you can't create pressure with your front four, right? If you can't create pressure by rushing four, then you need to start bringing guys. You need to run some stunts. You need to bring some linebackers. You need to maybe bring a corner down towards the line of scrimmage. Donovan Wilson type, bring him out, blitz him. Like, you need to get a little bit creative to get some pressure on these quarterbacks so they don't have all day to sit back there. And especially on a 3rd and long. 3rd and 25, there should have been no way in hell that Russell Wilson had that amount of time to sit back there and just cleanly throw a pass to a guy that was absolutely wide open. We should have sent the house on that 3rd and 25. Like, I'm talking about when you play Madden, you got that blitz 8, you got that bring 8, bring them all, bring the entire house, and make Russell Wilson beat you, but make him do it quickly. Have to make one of them quick decisions, because when he does, you can force him into mistakes. And that's the thing, is that, that's one of the big things too, is that I just don't like the fact that we're just settling for, okay, we're not getting pressure, so now we're just going to drop back. We'll play zone. We'll just sit back here. We won't bring extra guys to blitz on these 3rd and longs, because the Giants, that wasn't the only one. They had several 3rd down conversions in that game.
Yeah.
It was just terrible. We could not stop them. We could not stop them, guys. It was embarrassing. It was everything that I thought this defense might be, but when I saw this in my head, like when I played this out of my head, it was teams running against us.
Yes.
Because things flip-flopped, right? Parsons is now gone and Clark is in. So what was a strength now has kind of become a weakness, and what was a weakness has now become a strength. So it's kind of flip-flopped in the way that I thought I saw this going for the Cowboys. But listen, you're right. Help is on the way. You got Ravel who's going to be coming. You got Diggs who will be kind of getting back into the swing of things. You've got Bland that'll be coming back. You've got Overshown, who today said that he thinks he'll be playing before Thanksgiving, which
that's what he said.
And I don't know. The coaching staff still has but I saw videos of him. I saw a video of him out there, and he was cutting. He was on the field. He was planting that leg and cutting and making cuts off of it. So if he's already doing that, I would say he is well ahead of schedule, and I would say that he probably could, possibly be playing sometime in the first week or two of November. But that being said, we still got some tough games ahead, right? After the Chicago Bears game, we got the Cowboys Cave tailgate. Don't want to jump too far ahead, but we got Green Bay coming to town, and they're playing very good.
We got Green Bay, and then after that, you've got the Jets, and you've got the Panthers, and then you've got Washington at home. It is critical, and we're going to get into the Bears game. It is so critical. The Cowboys have got to, they had to win the Giants. If they would have went on, it would have been disastrous.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
Is back. They've got to collect wins early, otherwise it could get troublesome for them. So looking at, before we jump into the Bears, I want to get it's just been a weird start to the year for us. So defensive tackle, you and I are both like, man, I don't know what to expect. We're going to be in trouble. And then on offense, it was the running game. We don't know what to get out of this running game, but I tried to tell people about Williams, man. I seen this kid in North Carolina. I said, if he's healthy, he's 2 years removed from that injury. This kid is a hard runner, and he's got speed, deceiving speed. Miles Sanders, obviously, in the backup role, played well. They both got touchdowns.
They didn't do bad.
We're getting going, but where is Blue? Is it injury? Is it just no confidence? But he's that home run hitter that you wanted out of the backfield. And what is going on? What's going on with him? But give love to Williams and obviously give some love to Sanders too, as far as filling in.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is that, when we first signed Javonte Williams, that was a move that I was absolutely on board with. I was excited about it because I said, I had seen being that my ex-girlfriend was a Denver Broncos fan, I saw what he could do. You know what I mean? I saw him firsthand. My whole thing was I didn't know if he was healthy, and I didn't know if he could return to the form, because last year was his first year coming off. This year, I think, is his second year coming off that injury. And, had two major injuries. And he just, even last year, still didn't really look like himself. There was flashes, but it wasn't consistent. And I thought, can he be consistent? Can he be the guy we need him to? But watching him now, listen, I'll give him all the flowers in the world, knock on wood that everything goes well with his health and he stays healthy. But listen, he's running with patience. He is running with power. He's got speed along with the power. Obviously, he's not like the home run hitter that's going to, I think he could take one in the house. I really do think he's
I think he could. I
don't think he's I wouldn't consider him a speed back. No, right? No. I think he is power and precision. But listen, the way that he has been running with patience, like I saw one in particular play last week, and it was on a third. I think it was like a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. It was a 3rd and medium, and he gets behind his blockers, and I'm thinking, oh man, it looked like he was about to run into the back of one of his guys, but he kind of stops. Looks like he just kind of stops for a second, waits, block develops, boom, hits the hole, first down, and got about 7 yards out of that attempt. And I thought that was an amazing patience by him, letting the blocks develop, but then still following your blockers, hitting the hole, and still getting big yards on a 3rd down conversion. He picked up several 3rd downs in that game. That I just thought were amazing, man. And I think the one in particular, and then there was the other one where he ran, I think it was like a 10-yard run. He runs and he hurdles over a guy to get the first down. The guy's just been making plays all over the field. And if you look at him, I think they said right now, I believe he's the 3rd leading rusher or something like that. But he
had almost 100 yards. He had over 100 total yards.
So he's got, and he's got 3 touchdowns on the year. And look, like you said, it's the opposite of what we thought. We're a little bit worried about that. And I'm not anymore. Honestly, there's not much on this offense that I'm worried about. One of the things that still concerns me a little bit, sometimes the pass protection has been a little shaky, and I feel like Dak Prescott has had to kind of run for his life a little bit more than what I would like to have seen. But you also have to factor in, we just played two of the best defensive lines in all of football right there with the Eagles and the Giants. They both have probably the two best fronts that we'll see all year, besides possibly Green Bay. Green Bay's front is pretty scary as well. They're pretty elite the way the rest of the passer, but they held up. But they do concern me just a little bit. Cooper Beebe being out, obviously, another concern but I say Hoffman coming in, thank God we got him, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Thank God we got him.
You're going to get a drop off, obviously, because Beebe was a starter. I mean, he's a starter.
And he was mauling people.
And
he was mauling people in that Giants game.
Absolutely. But I think they're going to be okay with Hoffman. I think, to your point, 100% pass protection. It hasn't been the best, but it hadn't been the worst. I mean, they've held their own when they needed to. I'd say, again, to your point, they've played two of the best defensive fronts they're probably going to play all year.
Yeah.
We'll see how now if they get knocked around by Chicago, then it's going to, then I'm going to be, I'll be concerned. And it goes on the flip side. The Giants were probably one of the worst offensive lines we're going to see. And they end up, and get no pressure, made their offensive look like the Great Wall. So you just never know. Every game is different. And I would just say this, talking about the game, and a lot of people, the Cowboys, here we go. They look like crap. And it's hard to win in the NFL. I mean, go look at this. Go look at the teams that won and lost and the teams that didn't, that you thought were going to smoke them and didn't. You saw the Broncos lose. I mean, the Jaguars, you end up losing, the Bengals lost their quarterback and they had to lead and then they blew it. I mean, it's hard to win in the NFL, and winning division games is even harder. And if you can win them at home, that's what you're supposed to do. So don't get caught up in the score and all the team stinks and here we go. Let things play out. It's like, I think I always say, it's like 4 or 5 weeks. After 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to have a pretty good idea what this team's about. I think this Cowboys team's a team that's going to get better as the year goes on, as they kind of get, gel together and get guys back. They're going to need it because the schedule is going to be brutal. So, I mean, they're going to have to, they're going to have to get all their team in. But knock on wood, everything has been pretty good for them health-wise. I know they got a couple guys that got hurt, but it hasn't been, too bad for them. So getting into the Bears, and, we'll transition a little bit to the offense. I mean, how good was it to see Pickens kind of get off? And my son and I are at the gate. He's like, God, man, Pickens only has 12 yards. And I had this little fantasy thing where he had to get over 50 yards. And I said, the thing with Pickens is you gotta account the pass interferences that he gets. Those are big yards. Those are
three of them in the Giants game.
In both games. And then he ends up going off in the fourth quarter. And you could just see when CD is and Pickens and obviously Dak, they're in their groove, man. That's hard to stop. It's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, no, it's. I thought it has been great. I just wanted to. I saw something in the chat that just intrigued me real quick. I just wanted to mention it. Daniel had just mentioned there about when we're talking about the run game that we haven't really seen any of Hunter Lipke, which is interesting because they just signed him to a multi-year deal. It is kind of crazy that we haven't seen anything from him at all, not even to play. So,
the thing I'll say about that, because I was screaming at it and on at the game. The guy in front of me, he looked at my son because my son said something. He was blaming the running back. And I said, Lipke ruined that play. He whiffed on a block, and the guy agreed with me. And then Lipke whiffed on another one. And I'm thinking to myself,
maybe that's why.
What does he do? Like, what did you sign him for? If you better block. I mean, if you're the fullback, damn it, you get in front of that edge or that linebacker, and you got to give your running back the opportunity. I've been disappointed in his play so far.
Well, maybe that's why we're not seeing him get any carries in there. Is it, I hadn't really noticed, but then again, that's some of those times I'm not I might not see all those plays, but as far as the offense goes, and as far as getting those two cooking, I love seeing those two work. And one of the things that I'm really liking to see as well, though, is one of the things that I mentioned that I thought, early on in the season was that I thought Turpin was going to take Tolbert for the number 3 wide receiver. And I think he's done. I think he started to do that. Now it's good. It's only through 2 games, but if you look at it, Tolbert's got 16 yards total. Whereas Turpin is I think he's got I believe he's got all close to 100, and he got himself a touchdown. Tolbert's got no touchdowns. Tolbert's been making
chat with Tolbert, just because someone I think Miguel asked about it with Tolbert. Are you saying maybe he's the 4? Obviously,
I'm thinking he's the 4 right now. I mean,
are you to a point where maybe let's get another guy a look? I mean, he dropped one pass, but man, he caught that critical one. He caught that critical one.
So look, I still think he's going to get some opportunities just because of what I think he can do. But I know Mingo's been dealing with an injury issue. When Mingo gets healthier, you may start getting a little bit more Mingo on the field than Tolbert. Just depends. I think they'll get some opportunities. But right now, I think it's starting to lean Pickens and CD with Tolbert, or with Turpin as your number 3. Just because you're starting to see what that speed can do.
Turpin looks like, from what they said, I think he's got a great shot to play on Sunday.
I think he'll be good. I think he'll be ready to go. And that's the thing too with Turpin, is that the one dimension that I think that he brings that you can't get from Jalen Tolbert is that speed. And also, to me, from what I've seen, Turpin looks to be the better route runner. He looks to be like the guy that's running more crisp routes. And when he gets his chances, he's catching them. He got 4 targets, caught all 4 on Sunday. Tolbert got 4 targets as well. He caught 2 of the 4. And again, a total of 16 yards through 2 games. Not exactly what you're wanting to see. Whereas Kevontae Turpin, good God, I keep getting those mixed up. Kevontae Turpin is averaging like a little over 10, almost 11 yards a catch. Yeah. And that's that big play ability that you see with him. So you've got that. The one guy that I'm still really wanting to see really make an impact and really come out there and just have a great game is Ferguson. And not saying that he's played bad. Yeah. Not saying he's played bad. He's played decent. And obviously, when you got 2 elite wide receivers like CD and Pickens, then that's going to take some opportunities away from Ferguson. But he's another weapon too that we got on this offense that we can really utilize. So I think the offense has been playing great. Dak Prescott though is for me the best version of Dak Prescott I've seen. And I know we've had a few other times where Dak Prescott's played really good, but what I'm talking about is totality. I'm talking about the big plays. I'm talking about the conversions on the 3rd downs. I'm talking about just being cool under pressure, running when you need to run. Remember how many times have we seen Dak Prescott where we have said, why don't you just run the ball? Like, take off, man. Don't just sit back there and then until you're getting chased down and then you got to throw it away, or you make a stupid throw where he's been making smart throws. He's been throwing it away when he needs to. He's been running when he needs to. And he just looks like it's all clicking. He looks like it's all clicking.
This is his mannerisms, his just passion.
Yeah. The way he's carrying himself.
The eye of the tiger, if you want to go Rocky. I mean, he just looks different to me. I've said it, a few times. He just looks different.
Yeah. So I think the way that he's carrying himself, I think just seems to be, and here's the thing, look, and I'm not jumping to conclusions over 2 games. Again, I know some people don't like that when you talk really positive, but when we see positive things, you got to shed light on the positive, just like we'll shed light on the negative. The positive things I got to say about Dak Prescott is it kind of reminds me is when things just really started to click for Romo, and he was seeing everything. He was seeing the field well. He was seeing the blitzes well. He knew when to check down and he knew when to check out of it and go to a run. He knew, and they trusted him to do these things. And I feel like Dak has kind of unlocked that. And not only that, the confidence and the way that, I saw a play in the Giants game early on, and he is down there. He's talking to his offensive lineman, and he's kind of getting on him, right? Because they had just went 3 and out 2 times. And Dak he's there. He's like, hey, come on, guys, get it together. Let's go. And that's what you want to see from your leader, from the guy that's wearing the C on his chest, the captain of the team. You want to see him motivating his team, his fellow teammates, his offensive line, like, hey, guys, get this shit together. I just like what I'm seeing, man. It's a lot of positives to feel encouraged about Dak Prescott and about the way this offense is really kind of operating on and just getting going too, right? I mean, I think they'll continue to get better as the season goes on.
It's funny because you mentioned the Romo thing, and I said, and it's no shot at Dak his rookie year or anything, but Romo had that. Like you're seeing that where he kind of everything was clicking. And I still would say if Romo didn't hurt his back in that preseason game against Seattle with Zeke's rookie year, that team with Romo would have went pretty damn far. Because
I agree.
He was at a different level. Everything was clicking, like you said, and you hope
that's
the same for that. Because the only thing I worry about, I'm looking at, and again, they were in overtime and yada, so you had more passes, but he's on pace to throw 715 passes. And
I know 50-something passes.
We don't want that. We don't want that. So
well, what did I tell you though? Remember when I said that because I thought it was going to be not because the defense would be bad. I thought it was because of the running game. And I told you, I said I thought it may be a Dak Prescott season where he's having to throw 40-something passes per game. And through the first couple of games, that's what he's had to do is throw over. He's having to chunk that ball and sling the rock all around. And thankfully, right now, it's working out. The thing is, though, is that you still have to provide some type of balance. But the thing is that we needed him to do that in that Giants game because it was a shootout, right? And unfortunately, if your defense is bad and you get involved in some shootouts, you're going to need your quarterback to come out and be the gunslinger that Dak Prescott has been. And you're going to need him to come up big in these moments. And listen, he did, because that Giants game felt like a game that we in the past, I feel like that's a game we probably could have lost.
Oh.
I really do, because
if they would
it just felt like one of those games that the Cowboys should not have lost, but would lose, right? Yeah. And Dak Prescott, I give him a lot of credit for pulling that win out. And listen, and in Philadelphia, he should have got that win too, right? With CeeDee Lamb dropping passes.
I'm glad you said that, because the media, and I feel about the media about everything, but the media, they go look at, like, it was either ESPN, it had to have been ESPN. They talked about the game. I think it was yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. It was look at like the takeaways from Sunday. Go find it. Takeaways from Sunday. I think it was it was ESPN. And they talked about the game. And this is what they started with. Unlike in Philadelphia where Dak couldn't win in the end, he's able to do it this Sunday against the Giants. I mean, you're talking about passes that were to CeeDee Lamb that were
that should have been caught.
I mean, that's what they do for click. That's what they're always going to do. I watched Mad Dog and Stephen A. Smith going at it, and it's shtick with Stephen. I mean, this proves it to me all the time, because Mad Dog was actually, getting on. So, I mean, you got to just ease up on the deck. I mean, what are you talking about? And he said, well, he's got to do something. He goes, well, he goes, how come you don't have that same passion about Lamar Jackson? What has Lamar Jackson done in the playoffs?
Played worse in the playoffs than Dak Prescott.
Yeah, they're same.
I know. So, and that, it's so, ultimately in the end, when it comes down to this whole Stephen A. Smith thing, he used to work me up probably about, I'd say it's probably been about 4 years, really, since I've let Stephen A. That I've had any effect by anything he says, because I have realized that it is absolutely a shtick. Him flying in on Jerry's helicopter a few years ago and doing the entire show from Jerry World, wearing a cowboy, like, it is literally his personality. It's how he earns a paycheck. And listen, if you want to earn if you have to, that's the way that you can do it. That's, rather than be an intelligent and, insightful analysis that actually brings thoughtful topics and thoughtful opinions to the table. If all you can do is be a shock jock and have the Dallas Cowboys nuts in your mouth, and that's how you want to get paid, go ahead and do so, man. I mean, I got a little bit more pride than that, than to sit there and just ride somebody. Like, if they were like, hey, we want you to come on this show and talk, but listen, all we want you to do is trash Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, no matter how good they do. I ain't gonna fucking do that, because that's I think it's ridiculous, and that's Stephen A. Smith shit, man. I can't stand it. But yeah, Dak, absolutely, he has not been the reason for any of our failures. Should have won the game in Philly, did win the game in New York, and likely are gonna win this game here in Chicago off the arm of Dak Prescott. Playing incredible. Got to give him his flowers right now. And for the people that don't like Dak, you can't hate him when he's doing this. You can't. Yeah. You can say what you want about what will happen in the playoffs. Wait till it matters. Blah blah blah. These games still matter.
These games matter. Sunday's game mattered. If we would have lost that game and went 0-2, don't think that wouldn't have mattered. It absolutely would have mattered. We got to win these games in the early part of the schedule before things get really hard.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And looking at Chicago, there you go. I mean, Gage, the secondary has got to tighten up on Sunday. I mean, the keys are, I think all concern is on the defense, right? The defense has got to get pressure. You get pressure on Caleb Williams. You know, he's prone to make some mistakes. He's a
USC like a lawn chair.
The USC quarterbacks are known to make big mistakes. I mean, SoCal will admit it. He's seen it happen time and time again. So that's the thing, is they got to rattle this guy and get it going. I'm just trying to get under SoCal skin. I know that's a way to do it, but
I remember SoCal said that Caleb Williams was gonna have a great season this year. He said Caleb Williams was gonna be, his offensive line was better, and that, he was gonna be a good quarterback this year. I have yet to see Caleb Williams be a good quarterback through 2 games. So maybe it's coming in the next
me when he knows we have a show. He knows we have a show.
I like to give him shit and hold him to it because, hey, listen, hey, if you're going to say it, you better believe I'm going to believe it. We going back and forth on the whole Texas Tech USC thing or whatever. But, so.
Yeah. And we're going to get into a little college because our team, we got to get a little college. We're going to get a little bit of that in. But looking at this game, defense, do you have any concerns on the offensive side? Now, I will say the Bears, I believe their top corner, or one of their top corners, right? I don't follow the Bears that much, but I know he got hurt. He's out. So I don't know what to expect. That's going to be a big loss for them. The Cowboys should be able to put up points on this team. I mean, the Lions put up 52. They choked away a lead to Minnesota, which if you watch Minnesota the next week, that JJ McCarthy, how he got player of the week is beyond me, but
I don't know.
That's for another conversation. Their offense really hasn't looked great. Their defense got shredded by Detroit.
Yeah,
high-powered offense. But if you look at the receivers we have, they match up pretty well to what Detroit has. So you gotta expect the same.
I do. I think that this is just an overmatch. The Bears just don't have the firepower to beat the Cowboys. The only way that the Bears beat the Cowboys is if, one of our main, like if Dak Prescott goes down with an injury, you know what I mean? That's it. If all our players stay healthy on the field on Sunday, the Cowboys probably win this game by at least 10, if not more. I think how I see the game playing out, honestly, is I think it's going to be tight early on. I think the first quarter kind of filling each other out. I don't think we'll pull away, but I think towards halftime, it'll be a touchdown game. And then that'll turn kind of into that ball that rolls downhill and starts building up steam. And I think the Cowboys will win that game by multiple scores in the fourth quarter. It will not be close. So I think we'll be able to kind of do that victory formation type thing in the fourth quarter. You'll be sitting over there chopping it up and toasting beers with Drew Pearson and the legends of the Super Bowl legend Dallas Cowboys by the end of that game. Hopefully eating some good food, and Cowboys Nation will be celebrating. But I'll wait.
We'll do the predictions, but I'm with you. I think it's going to be the Cowboys should be able to control this game, make things happen, and I think it should be pretty good. I think it'll be pretty good. Should be a good victory for the Cowboys. Nothing's guaranteed. Every time we think the Cowboys have been known to give you this one game where they just absolutely rip your heart out. I thought it was going to be the Giants, and they pulled away. They cannot. I'm just telling you. For the sake of the Cowboys Cave tailgate party, they cannot lay an egg Sunday. They have got to win, because the last thing I want to do is roll into Detroit or roll with Green Bay coming to town 1-2. It'll be, it won't be good.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Well, I don't think you got anything to worry about, Mike. And I think it's going to be bringing good juju with you down there in the DFW area. You were down there for the Giants win. You know what I mean? Keep that streak rolling. Let's just keep you in Dallas. In fact, don't even fly back.
I might just stay there.
Stay in Dallas for the week. I'll be in on Friday and it'd be good. I do want to say that I'm officially accepting a bet that I saw in the chat. SoCal.
I'm gonna say I'm moving over because I think I saw Mikey. I saw SoCal going at it.
SoCal made a bet. He said he wanted to make a bet on Texas. He said he's not throwing big money around, but he said he'll bring Whataburger to the tailgate if Tech wins, and if not, I bring In-N-Out. That's a bet.
That's a good bet. We're going to do that bet. That bet is lock it in. Now, is that this? You got them this weekend, right? So
we got Utah this weekend. It's a big noon kickoff. We'll play at 11 o'clock in the morning. God, man, I hate that. I thought it was going to be a later game. I got a golf tournament that starts at 9 a.m. So I am going to be on the golf course when the game kicks off. Now I will have it on my phone, so I'll be able to see it. But I hate not being able to be 100% locked in for a big game like that. I thought it was going to be a late kickoff. I figured it'd be like a mid-afternoon game and I'd be done by then. But whatever, man. It's a big game.
Let's look at. So you got your game. Miami and Florida. Miami and Florida are playing Saturday night. We got college game days there. My son is flying out. He's going to Miami, Florida. I'm going to Dallas. I mean, so we're going to be all over the place. But my brother and nephew, and they're all going to go to the game.
Is that I don't know a ton about the history, obviously, of the is that considered like a rivalry? Is that you guys? Who's your biggest rival?
Biggest rival is Florida State.
Florida State. Okay, that's kind of what I thought.
Florida, like, it's weird. So Florida State is a respected rivalry. So because we play them every year, Florida took Miami off the schedule in the 80s because I guess we played too rough, a little too rough for them. So they took us off the schedule. So we don't play them as often. But Florida, Miami is a more hated rival.
Okay.
We do not like their fans. We don't like the team. So it's gonna get chippy. I promise you, it will be chippy in that game.
Now, is Florida undefeated right now?
No, Florida is. They're 1-2. They lost.
Oh, are they? Okay.
They lost, and they lost to LSU.
Okay. That's right.
They were ranked. Now they were ranked in the top 12 or 14 or whatever it was. But they've got Texas, I believe, after Miami, and I think that's at home. Texas hadn't been playing that good, but they've got if you look at their schedule, I don't know if they're going to win another game for a month. I think the coach is going to get fired. I don't think he'll make it through the year. But to put a nail in the coffin of Florida would be it'd be icing on cake. And I'd say it's so important for Miami because after Florida, they get a little bit of reprieve. They got Florida State on the road is really their big test. And then obviously SMU on the road later in the year is going to be their other test. But if they get past this first month of the season, they're looking good. I saw my man Danny Cannell, which, he's a Florida State guy, but I'll hang with him. He said Miami, number one team in the country right now, the way they're playing, compared to any other team.
I mean, they're rising up the ranks, man, and then get another chance to obviously get another win under their belt. So yeah, I mean, you guys are doing what you need to do and handling business. So that's a good thing. So
well, we got break, and I'm disappointed. Mikey Schefter didn't break this. I don't know. Is this accurate? Anthony Richardson has been traded to the Bengals.
Who?
Anthony, the quarterback for the Colts. Anthony Richardson, is that true? Is that anyone can? I need two confirmations to make things accurate. I need two confirmations. I was probably the first one on the internet on Twitter to post the passing of D.D. Lewis, great linebacker for the Cowboys, two-time Super Bowl champion. And then my brother was guilting me because nowhere on the internet did it say that he passed, but I heard it and saw it straight from Thomas Hollywood Henderson. So I felt pretty good about it, but my brother called me, he called me? Whoever the guy was that reported the last guy that died and he wasn't dead. So I got nervous and I deleted it. There, it's not true. Not true. All right.
I was going to say I hadn't gotten any. Usually,
true. That's why I said we got to.
Well, leave it to an Eagles fan
to be an idiot
to give you false information.
Now, I was going to say because Anthony Richardson, he's a Florida Gator. Remember that's why he was saying it, but that's not I would take their backup over him. That dude stinks. I mean,
he's not. You know what's crazy, man? Is I saw something today about New York Giants, and it said the reason why Dayball should be fired as a coach. It said Danny Dimes goes to the Colts and has the Colts 2-0, right? And then it says Saquon Barkley leaves, goes to the Eagles, has 2,000 yards, over 2,000 yards in his first season with the Eagles. And then they had a cornerback. I forgot what his name is. They had a defensive back that left that's currently leading the league in interceptions right now. They cut him, and he's leading the league in interceptions right now.
How's that GM still have a job after his the kid told him to take Jaden Daniels?
You know what? I don't know, man. That I know for a while Giants fans really thought that Daboll was the answer because he went in and I think season 1 he exceeded expectations and won more games than what they thought. But I'm going to be honest with you. That Giants team does not look to be any better than they were last year. I said it after week 1. I thought we were going to stomp all over them. So, yes, they did give us a run for their money, but I still stand by it even after the second week of us playing them. I think the Giants are picking in the top 5, possibly the top 3 of the draft this year. I mean, I don't know that they win more than 3 games, to be honest with you. That team does not look good.
They've got a tough schedule. They're like their next – like 4 games or like good luck. What did you think of? How would you have felt? And we love Kenny, so it's nothing on him. But I think the picks would have been better. What do you think of Dallas trying to shop Parsons to the Jets to get Quinn Williams to be in a couple first rounders? That would have been interesting only because the Jets would have, the record's probably not going to be as good. So that would have been a couple nice first round draft picks.
Probably would have been a little bit better than what we're looking at from Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
But look, I think that as long as Jerry Jones, because and this is more of Jerry Jones-isms, right? Where he just, says what he says. But when they asked him about the Kenny Clark thing, and he said, look, the moves that we made in order to do this were moves that were made to try to win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott as our quarterback. So if they didn't think that they could pay Parsons all that money and be good enough to win, I can understand that. Look, I've said it many times, many times. If there's a plan put to work and put on the table that I can look at and say, I actually can agree with this. I think that this is a workable plan. At least you made a goddamn decision. Then I agree with that. What I would have preferred, honestly, if we're being honest, or what I would have preferred is that they made that trade before the draft. I wish they would have made this Parsons trade before the draft, and you have that extra first rounder on the team this year versus next year when Dak is a year older and, who knows what's going on. But I will say this, listen, we got draft picks to move around. There's still moves that can be made before the trade deadline. I like the fact that the Cowboys picked up Jadeveon Clowney. I like the fact they're not just sitting on their hands. They see that they have a weakness and they're going after it, trying to, bolster that by adding Clowney to their pass rush and to also further, he's a great run stopper, setting the edges on the run. So I like those moves that the Cowboys have made. But yeah, I mean, in terms of draft picks and stuff, you would have liked to have those this year, but yes. Again, I've gotten to the point where I don't hate the Parsons move anymore. After I got over the original gut shock of it, I don't hate it. I think what the Cowboys did is actually probably going to work out in the long run to be better for Dallas than it will be for Green Bay, unless Green Bay wins a Super Bowl this year. Obviously, if that happens, then again, I think a lot of Cowboys fans will be sick to their stomach. But we'll see, man.
Yeah, I love the comment that I don't know a guy in the Packers, and I couldn't believe that they put it on either. I think it was ESPN when I was having lunch. I saw it on the screen. Because they asked about being 2-0, and he said, "I know plenty of 2-0 mother effing teams that ain't done shit." Like the way his quote was perfect, but it was funny that they put it on there. But yeah, I agree. It's going to be, the Packers look good, but if they won the Super Bowl, it would be a very tough pill for Cowboy fans to swallow. But this is the one time where I think they did what was best for the team in the short term and long term, because that the contract would have been detrimental to this team. Well, you're looking at Tyler Smith, you're looking at Duron, but you can't have the highest paid guys at every position. You're going to have to sacrifice.
No, you got to make a sacrifice eventually. Yeah. I 100% agree. David asks me and you, he says, let me ask you this. If Clark and Parsons both become Pro Bowlers, are you guys okay with the trade at that point? I think they both will be Pro Bowlers. And
I'm
even
okay with the trade now.
I'm okay with it now. Yeah, I'm okay with it now. I was just about to say that. Even if that doesn't come to fruition, even if for some reason Kenny Clark doesn't make the Pro Bowl, I'm still fine with it because it bolstered a weakness for us. Granted, we got a little less pass rush. We don't have the pass rush that we once had, but now we're generating that pass rush from up the middle. And we're creating havoc up the middle, and teams aren't able to run the ball on us like they were. Our run defense has gotten significantly better. So I'm okay with the trade as it stands now, especially with the fact that we're going to have an extra first-round pick this year, an extra first-round pick next year. You can do all kinds of things with those, whether if it's a trade before the deadline, and we don't even have to use those first-round picks. The fact that you got them could mean maybe you trade a second or a third because you got a first round the next year that you can utilize to move back up in the draft next year. So a lot of things the Cowboys can do with these draft picks and get creative and stuff in terms of continuing to build this team and this roster.
It gives them a lot of flexibility, So,
hey,
we got over 400 of you guys hanging in the cave. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, share. If you guys are on X or Facebook or no, those are the only two I'm on right now. Instagram I didn't do. Make sure you run over to YouTube, subscribe to the Cowboys Cave. Again, I'm going to be in the DFW area at Boyd Farm for the watch party. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a lot of legends, OG, Drew Pearson. So you're able to watch on YouTube if you want. If you're not in the DFW, you want to watch a good pregame show and have some fun, you can watch it. But if you're in the area, I'd love for you to come out and hang out with us, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. No cover charge. Yeah, they got drink specials. They're going to have food carts out there, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be good. And then next Thursday, I didn't tell you this, Kelly, we got a very special guest. I'm excited. And it's Jess Neverez. I don't know if
yeah.
Okay. Yep. So she did a lot of work with the Dallas Cowboys content. She's been at the tailgates and she did a lot of stuff for DallasCowboys.com. So she's going to be in the cave next week. I thought it'd be perfect timing with the Packer, the tailgate party coming up, get her insight, get her knowledge, and she's a lot of fun. So it's going to be a great show Thursday. So definitely check that out. And I've been in touch. I've told you guys, basketball, all-star basketball player Kenny Anderson is a Cowboys fan, and we're trying to figure out a schedule to get him in the cave, talk some Cowboys. I always love when you have athletes from other teams that were all-stars have played, and then they end up, being fans of other teams. You kind of get them to talk about the other sports as a fan rather than, the athlete playing the sport. So we got a lot of good stuff. So definitely check it out. We are at the final stage, and it's the most important stage, and that's predictions. Predictions for Sunday. You guys drop them. I will say, I'm not going to say I'm Nostradamus, but I did say Dallas would drop a 40 burger. I didn't expect them to give up 37, but I did say that our offense would get 40. So I got that right last week.
Yeah, you did. And I was way off. I had that game not even close. I think I had like 33-13, I think is what I said. I think I changed it 33-10 actually is what I think I changed it to. So not even anywhere close on the Giants side, but for me, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this one out, and I'm going to say, I said we'd score 30 against the Giants. This Bears defense looks way worse. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say the Cowboys going to win this 42, Chicago 14, 42-14.
So you got faith in the defense.
42-14. I think that the defense is going to have a little bit of a bounce back game this game. I think Eberflus going back to Chicago. A little bit of familiarity. Obviously, Ben Johnson's different regime or whatever, but he still kind of knows some of these players' tendencies, things like that. I think that's going to give us a little bit of an edge. So, yeah, I got us holding them to 14 points.
Yeah, I got him scoring. I think I'm still not. This defense has got me a little scared. So I think Dallas will score enough points to win. I've got it close to David. I had it 34-24. Dallas is a 1.5 point road favorite. I think Eberflus, a lot of people are underestimating the Eberflus. Ben Johnson, Eberflus is coming back home to Chicago. He's going to want something to prove. Ben Johnson was in Detroit and, went against Eberflus. So they're very familiar with each other. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. They don't have the firepower, I don't think, to hang with us. I think you saw Dallas's defense probably played their worst game that you're going to see all year, and they still found a way to win. So that gives me hope against teams that aren't as strong, that don't have that firepower. Could they do that if they play the Chiefs or play the Eagles or play what? Probably not. They're probably not going to work. The good defense got to step up. But I think against an inferior opponent, I think the Cowboys just have too much firepower.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's looked like. I see some 37-27, 10-point, 27-17. I see a lot of 10-point games.
Yeah.
38-17. I like that one right there. So 34-20. Seeing a lot of like 10, 10-point multiple score games.
That's a big win on the road.
It is, yeah. If you can win by 10 on the road, for sure. And look, like I said, I'm still a little bit nervous about the defense as well. Obviously, I think and what scares me the most, I know that the Bears got some receivers that get downfield, and they can if you give them a lot of time, you can make those plays. But again, I've also seen Caleb Williams overthrow wide open wide receivers with no pressure. I've seen him throw balls into the dirt. Guys that are wide open. I mean, he's made some pretty bad plays, man. Let's just,
we don't lose to USC receiver. We don't lose to USC quarterbacks. I mean, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, we just can't do that. We're gonna have to put this guy on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, just whoop his ass. But should leave. What did he say? Should leave. I don't know. Maybe they're talking in the chat. I was wondering what he said. So anyway. You guys, we are wrapping this bad boy up. Like I said, we've got a great show next week. We got the live pregame show Sunday. You definitely can check it out. And then Monday night, I mean, we're back in the swing of things. So it's going to be, I think, Greg is going to join me Monday. Jimmy is on whirlwind vacation. What kind of life do you live to just you take weeks off at a time? I mean, I'm very jealous of him, but the show must go on. So the Cowboys Cave will go on. So you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share, all that kind of good stuff. We definitely appreciate the love in the cave that you guys are showing us. Make sure you guys check us out Sunday. Like I said, pregame, OGs. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hit that like, hit that thumbs up. Where's my thumb? Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, do all that kind of good stuff. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. I mean, winter or fall, I guess. We don't have a fall. We just go to like a 1 week winter. But I guess temperatures are getting a little cooler around. So you guys are getting to that point. It's getting to be really good football weather. It's still going to be hot, though, right, at AT&T?
Yeah, it'll be nice and warm. But nice and warm.
Okay, we're not there yet. But, Kelly, you got to be feeling it. You got to be feeling football weather where you're at.
Oh, man, it's been football weather for a little while, man. We got a little more. We got one last little blast of summer this last weekend or whatever. But, I mean, it's upper 70s, lower 80s to upper 70s this whole week. And, it's beautiful. Got a little rain going on, kind of cloudy and stuff right now. But Saturday, golf tournament, it's going to be like 70.
Yes, good luck. Good luck with the sticks. I told Cuts we got to get a Tampa game. That way you guys, we got to get the crew out here. Now you're a golfer. We got a golf course close by. We've got the waters close by. We can have just a full weekend, a Cowboys Cave weekend. We can have events. We got the wave runners. We got the boats. We got golf courses. We're going to have a good time. So we got Tampa and Dallas have got to play soon. So we're going to make it happen.
Yes,
we're going to make it happen. So we'll get it going. But you guys, be good. Appreciate it. I love one of those comments. I think it was, where was it? A sack for Clowney, Eric Garcia. I love that. We'd love to see that happen.
Absolutely.
I think you enter the team and put that star on right away. But until then, give me a second, Kelly. I screwed up our ending. See, this is what happens when I'm rusty. There's the ending. All right. You guys take care. We'll see you guys. Have a good weekend.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.